welcome to the Blonde Highlights podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Hennessy.
And I'm Chris Yo.
I'm so glad you guys are here. On today's episode, we want to go ahead and start out by talking about some major hate that we've been getting on social media. And basically, we've been working really hard on our social media lately because we're trying to grow, the Blonde Highlights audience. And with that comes pissing off incel men that apparently hate us.
We have a whole, I would like to call it a fan club, because at this point, we have a couple that are commenting on literally every video. They are, and some videos are only engagement. So I'm like, this is a fan club. You're kind of a super fan. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
My favorite one that we have is Chris with a K, like me, on our YouTube. And we thought it'd be really fun just to read out some of the comments that Chris writes to us, because they are actually genuinely entertaining. Imagine just trying to put out a podcast and then, someone's just out there just hating you so much, yet is just considered your biggest fan. Go ahead, read some of them.
Oh, trust me, I brought the receipts, girl. She printed out all the receipts. We got them here, okay? Let's read a really fun one. Okay. Somebody said, oh wait, let's get to the good one. Okay. There was a video we had about road rage in LA, and Chris says, what the fuck are these people? And then there was another one about the Real Housewives, and I was like, we need the Real Housewives back, okay? This is what Chris says. He says, those people aren't housewives. A housewife is at home looking after children, not whoring it up. I can't believe this online. First of all, he spelled whoring with an H. And what does it mean? I can't believe this online.
He is just angry. First of all, his cars, or his photo is a picture of him in a car. So I just want to paint the picture of you, like a blue, weird car. And then what was the one that he said about our job? Did you print off the one where he said, when it was the 2 weeks notice?
He said, okay, we had these 2 weeks notice.
So this was the video that we did when it was should you give a 2 weeks notice if you're in a toxic work environment? And we're not meaning toxic, but your boss is telling you how to do your job or whatever. We're talking about you're actually being treated like shit. There's harassment, things like that. Okay. So we were we made the point that if it's a good place and you love your coworkers and whatever, you should give a 2 weeks notice. But if there's something really kind of shady going on, get out. And this was Chris's response.
Yeah. Okay. So Chris says, toxic is a buzzword. Tell us why they were toxic. This is what gets crazy. But look at these two persons who are speaking. I would never hire them, they, bitches, whatever pronouns are. Have they even had a job? First of all, what is they, them pronouns have to do with this? So we already know where he's coming from.
We know he's just being attacked. His comment gives me the vibes of, she doesn't even go here. I bet they've never even had a job. First of all, you would never hire me because you are not, I can tell you right now, you are not a CEO. You're not giving off CEO energy, okay? I know you're not ever going to hire me because you don't have the ability to,
No, exactly. Okay, and then somebody commented after Chris and said, this is someone different. They said, selfish. Remember that attitude when you don't get trained properly at your next fast food job. Lazy bones, both of you.
The fact that he called us lazy bones.
Lazy bones.
The fact that he called us lazy bones and fat in this sentence,
Oh god, he hates it so much. And it's funny because these are only from men. Women would never say anything like this.
Oh, and then it was funny.
But
go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just with the pronouns things. I think it's so funny. Did he clock that I was trans and he's just so flustered? You know what I mean? And he's like, whatever pronouns are. Like, okay, first of all, like, pronouns were, like, in the English language. Like, we learned that in, like, elementary school. You know what I mean? It's like...
What other ones
like,
do we
you
got?
Could just say, I don't get the they, them. Okay, let's see. There was one about rebuilding a relationship with food after eating disorder recovery. And he said, food balance. These women are not fat, but obese.
Thanks.
Thank you, my obese sister.
Like,
oh, this is my favorite one. Okay, this is my favorite one, and this is targeted towards me. Okay, I made a video about sneaking out of this old man's house that I was trying to get as my sugar daddy, okay? And he commented on that clip, and he said, disgusting.
All caps. All caps.
All caps.
Like, this guy hates to watch us. Like, imagine just, like, talking about, like, yeah, eating disorder recovery. Like, you're obese. Like, who does that, man?
Obese, bitch.
Like, stop watching our shit then. And then he didn't even reply because I actually called him out for being a super fan. And he hasn't said anything about that. However, he just keeps commenting on all of our shit. Like, he's still doing it. And then, so that was YouTube, okay? And then it gets really funny is on our TikTok, okay? So, Instagram, we're just, like, existing. It is what it is. But on TikTok, for us right now, like, you know, we're doing not bad. Like, we're doing okay. And we had a full-on war. So we were posting something about relationships, and this one was the one where it was like, if their texting habit changes, you know, he's showing you a new sign, whatever. We were basically saying that, like, we understand busy days, and we understand, like, we don't need to be super needy all the time. That's not what it is. However, if it goes from, like, 100 to 0 over a couple days, like, there's a change in somebody's pattern. And this guy, or these guys, went on there and were getting so mad, so defensive, giving reason why, saying that girls are too needy, saying all of this stuff. And then they were even, like, contradicting what we were saying. And it was like, dude, you haven't even listened to the episode. Like, you don't even know the full thing here.
No.
But it got so bad that it caused a war on our page.
Yes. And then the one guy, like, you won the one guy over, and he was like, I'm right there with you. Like, you won him over. But then this other troll swoops in to the guy that, like, Chris won over in the comments saying, like, that's not what we're saying. And he's like, you're a beta bitch to this other guy. And he's attacking this guy back and forth, just like, you're this, you're that, you're a beta. Like, it just, like, kept going. And then I see the one guy that was calling the other guy a beta for, like, talking to you. He made a separate video because apparently there was a DM conversation that happened between these two trolls. And
so the one that hated us, and then I won over to the point where he asked to be on the show. He went on and messaged the person that was calling him a beta and defended us in their DM. And then that one posted it on their page and tagged us in it. And it was just so much drama. But
and meanwhile, me and you were texting back and forth the whole time. Like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
Oh my God. I was telling my husband, Michael, I was like, I am pissing off men right now. And he's just like, are you supposed to be, like, responding to those comments, or aren't you just supposed to leave them? And I was like, hell no. I'm like, these men are pissed off. I was like, there's nothing I love more than just fueling the fire.
Fueling the fire.
So our engagement went up. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you for the haters.
I just find it so funny because not one woman commented anything negative. And there were a few people that, like, had a healthy debate and they gave their side of things, and we were like, yeah, this makes sense. And, like, healthy debate and kind of, you know, just sharing opinions. But the hate and everything was coming just from, like, old men. Like,
yeah. Yes. Our favorite demographic.
Right? No, it was, so that's our drama that's been happening. I just find it so funny. Like, it's just so funny to me because it's like, we are so just doing our own thing, just trying to make a podcast, and people are like genuinely hating us. And I actually just find it funny. It's just like, why are you so angry? Like, who hurt you? You know what I mean? Like, just leave us alone. We're just trying to get a podcast deal.
And you know what's funny is like all of the things that they're saying, especially on the YouTube guy, is like he's just pissed off about a bunch of other things. So he saw two women talking, laughing about stupid shit, and he's just like, I gotta go in with all of my keywords that I'm pissed off about.
I bet you one of us like remind him of like his ex or like his mom or something. Like, and that's where the hate's cut you. Like, he's got some serious mommy issues. But you know what though? At least these people are giving us like the facts straight. You know what I mean? Like, at least they're just like standing in their own, giving us their hate, and at least they're not giving us like back-ended compliments. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like, you know when people just like give a back-ended compliment, or genuinely, like, I don't take it to heart when, like, I know that people are just, like, they think that they're genuinely being nice. Like, when somebody's like, oh, my God, like, you're so confident. I wish I had your confidence. Like, why do you think it's impossible for me to be confident? Like, why do you think I, like, require all this extra confidence? Like, what are you saying? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I wish I had your confidence. It's like saying, like, you look like shit, but, like, you have confidence. It's like, what the hell does this even mean? You know what I mean?
No, exactly. I feel like sometimes I accidentally give backhanded compliments without realizing it.
How?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
give me an example.
I don't know. Because sometimes I'm just like, I'm talking about something else. I don't know. But like, I can't even with an example, but I have definitely done it before, like fully on accident. And then after it left my mouth, I'm like, oh, you know, that shouldn't have said that. I put my foot in my mouth all the time.
I do that sometimes too. I've done that.
Yeah, I just put the foot right in there all the time. And I know as soon as it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Like, but you know the difference. Like, when somebody's genuinely like, how, you know, because I am a confident woman and I exude confidence, clearly. And I understand the difference of someone being like, you know, I wish I was a confident person. But when they're saying it in a way that's just like, you have all this confidence for the way that you look. How do you do that? It's like, why should I not be confident about the way that I look? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, it must have took so much strength to show your face in public.
It's like, why?
So much
like, what
strength and power.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
What's like your highlight and low light this week? What's going on?
Okay, highlight. So my highlight is Michael and I decided that we were gonna open another business. So we're having a soft launch tomorrow. We have this pizza trailer. So at where our kitchen is, this guy had this pizza trailer and it has a wood-fired oven in it. And he was getting rid of it, and he came to us with an offer, and it didn't make sense. And then just recently, he had to get rid of it. So he came to us with this really good offer, and we were like, you know what, let's do it. We got this awesome business partner. And so now it's Guido's Pizza, and the name comes from our business partner, his best friend, who's kind of been like a mentor through the process. They're Italian and like they love the name, and I love the name. So the name comes from that, and we're doing like sandwiches and pizza and ice cream. So we're doing like these really cool ice cream sandwiches. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It's been a very like quick rushed process. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And it's opening tomorrow, and Michael and I are like going away up north. We're getting out of town for a couple days. Yeah, our wedding anniversary is on Monday or Tuesday, the 2nd, July 2nd.
Yeah.
So we're going to like this, we're going camping in a cabin and all of this stuff. So that's my highlight. Yeah, I have my own pizza shop now.
Fun. Guido's reminds me of Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
The fist pump Guido.
Yes. Yes. And somebody was like, is that offensive? And our business partner, he's Italian. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's like a popular Italian name. He's like, it's not offensive.
Yeah.
So I was nervous about the name for a minute, but yeah, I'm really excited. So we'll see how that goes. My low light. Oh, and in that, let's just say I had to do pizza testing, and because I'm gluten free, I had to eat like regular bread and regular pizza crust, and oh my god, it like took me back. I was like really sick from it actually, but over like the course of a few days. But when it was happening and in the moment, I was like in heaven. I was like real bread. And like we built these sandwiches with like love and passion. Oh my god, I can't wait. My lone light is yesterday Charlie, my dog, went into anaphylactic shock while Michael and I were driving. So I had a doctor's appointment and we're leaving. And while I was in the doctor's, so our cleaner was over, and I don't think our dog likes the cleaner because like Toby's 100% fine with her and Charlie's fine with her business partner, but Charlie just like won't leave her alone. Like Charlie will like follow her around, take all her shit, bark at her, like makes her life hell. So we took Charlie to my appointment yesterday, and Michael had him out of the car while I was in the doctor's. And so anyways, we get back in the car, we're driving home, we're about 2 minutes from the house, and all of a sudden Charlie is like rolling around in the back seat, and I look and his face is like so swollen out. His eyes are like closing over, and he almost looks like he's blue. Now he's like a black brindle dog, so it's weird to say, but even Mike was like, he looks blue. Like I guess like all like the black around his mouth and stuff. So I thought, because we have like a seatbelt buckle, I thought that he was being like choked or something through his harness. So I like unbuckle. I'm like leaning in the back. We're stopped at a red light. I'm trying to get it off of him. He comes to the front and I think he's fine. But then he jumps to my feet and he's like scratching his face on the floor. So we get home, and at first I just thought it was like a regular reaction. So we give him Benadryl. He's not taking it, and then his breathing changes. And when his breathing changes, it went really like deep and like hoarse. Anyways, long story short, I freak out. I just grab him. I call the vet. I'm like, I'm on my way. I put him in the car, and I'm doing 130. Like I don't think I've ever driven that fast. I'm doing 130 in an 80. And I'm just like, I swear to God, I thought he was dying. And I'm like crying. I'm praying. I get there and they have his room ready and they give him a shot. I had to leave so they could give him the shot because I just couldn't handle it. I was a wreck. And then in 4 minutes, he was fine. It was just like,
oh God,
all this drama. And then it was just like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
Okay, bye guys. Thanks.
And to the Americans, 130 is not miles per hour. That's kilometers.
Yes, that's kilometers.
Because the way that I just pictured, like, in a minivan, just like, whoa, like NASCAR driver.
But like, yeah.
Were you in the minivan?
Oh my God, you know what's so funny? Is that one of my friends asked that when I told her. I called her on the way home. She's like, tell me you were in the minivan. Where are you in the minivan? And I was like, no. I was in the Honda HRV.
Yeah.
But she was like, I could just see like this minivan. Like we have this like silver, it's a caravan. We use it for the catering and whatever. And she's like, I could just see this like silver minivan just like going, like me never driving that fast before in my life, crying.
Just hauling ass.
Honestly, I'm like petting Charlie. I'm like, please don't die. I'm like, it's okay.
Why am I laughing about this?
I know. Well, now we can laugh. Now it's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's a survivor.
Oh my god. I'm telling you though, like that was too much.
Too much. I know. That's like, it's so, yeah, I get the feeling. So my highlight is that my garden is finally fully planted for the season.
Ooh.
I started a lot of things from seed, and I have them transplanted into the ground, and it's just like the whole garden is full of waiting for everything to fill in. I have like a cut flower section. I have sunflowers. I have cucumbers, I have zucchini, I have tomatoes, I have, oh my god, so many things. And it's just thriving, like everything is thriving.
Are you going to eat any of it
right now.
Are you going to eat any of it though?
Oh, she's going to eat it all.
Yeah.
I'm eating it all this year. And I've already made a plan that the tomatoes, I got Roma tomatoes, and I want to make sauce, like tomato sauce out of it to like a spaghetti sauce or something.
Oh my god, I love Roma tomatoes.
Yeah. I don't like tomatoes, but I love like tomato sauce and stuff. So like I was just thinking I'll make the sauce. I don't know. I'm taking on a big project. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Am I going to freeze it, or am I going to like try to can it? I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but
just
worst case scenario, just drop them off at work.
Right? Like ship them to me. I can use them in my pizza shop. You can make the tomato sauce.
Yes. Oh my god, can you imagine? You're like, the sauce is freshly made from Kyle's garden in Los Angeles.
Yeah, straight from West Hollywood.
Yeah. But anyways, like, that's not that exciting. But, like, if you're into the garden, you know what I'm talking about. When everything is thriving and doing good. And, like, it just feels whole, I'm like, oh my god, it's finally done. Because I got really behind. I'm a little behind still in vegetables, but anyways, my low light is the funny part, okay? So I have to explain this.
I love it.
About the low light, but basically last week we were talking about mechanics and how mechanics are constantly trying to screw you over and you know what I mean, like upcharge you for all these things and whatever, okay? So and I was talking about that because my brakes were out on my car and I had gone to a couple places and things happened, okay? I went back to a place that I had gone to before for a quote, and it was the same guy. The guy tells me, I follow you on social media.
Get
my heart
out
sunk.
Of here.
Yes, my heart sank. Because I know that I had recorded last week's podcast and it was about to go live the next day after the mechanic said that he followed me. And I knew that I had talked shit, like mad shit. And I was like, oh my God. But he did give me a discount though. But, anyway.
Okay, so not all mechanics are bad. Like, we take back a lot of the things that we said.
Yes. And if you were listening, thank you so much for fixing my brakes on my car and giving me a discount. And I was not talking about you when I was saying that. I had gone to another place before I went there before, and that's when I got real scammy. And so I went over there.
Oh my
next.
God.
I was not talking about you, sir. Thank you so much, and I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, we love you. Like...
But he probably listened to last week's episode and was like, this bitch.
I told you that you inspired me, and all you did was bring me down.
Yeah,
I was rooting for you.
I was rooting for you. But last week's episode was already filmed the day before I got my brakes fixed, so
that was before.
I was like, it's going out into the web.
That was before.
It's going on to the World Wide Web.
Yeah, like that was before you gave me a good experience, but like now if I were to have that same episode segment, I would change a couple things, but we can't change it. It is what it is.
Yes, I would just, it is what it is. But I was like, this would only happen to me. Of all the people, oh my God.
So,
oh my God,
did they say, imagine. So what did they say about following you?
No, he just said like, oh, and he said like, because he said my name, and he was like, he's like, actually, like, I follow you. After he gave me the quote and like set it all up, and I like signed away or whatever. He said, I follow you on social media, so I knew who you were when you came in, and like he said that like my TikTok was like inspirational or whatever.
He thinks you're an inspiration, and you're like, I hate everything about you.
I literally made an episode talking shit about this.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But it's
and then,
like,
he's gonna listen to it because he follows you, and then you came in, and then he's gonna creep you, and then he's gonna be like, oh, podcast. Oh. So, like, is your car, like, fully done?
It's fully done. It's fully done. I do have to go back for my front brakes probably in like 6 months or so, he told me. And so, yeah, my brake lines are going to get cut probably, you know?
God, stop.
If you see a headline that I've like crashed into the ocean, that's why.
That's why. Oh my god, stop. Oh my god.
But it's like, there's like, what, like 10 million people in LA County? And this is what happens to me?
This would happen to you. Like, this is the luck that is on your side right now. You, honestly, you should have gotten a lottery ticket. That's the day that you get a lottery ticket. Like, the odds were that much. Like, come on.
I know. I need to play the fucking lottery. I was saying the other day.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So, like, okay, there's like not a lot going on. I think like all the celebs are like on vacation. I don't know where they are. Like, there's nothing like hot tea going down that we want to talk about. But like, have you been seeing all this like Hawk Tuohy girl shit?
Hawk Tuohy, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
She's a new celeb. She is. She's a new overnight celebrity. She went viral. Honestly, to be honest, like, I feel like that is something that, like, me or, like, my friend Annie would have said if we were in college, if we were put in that situation. I feel like she was just being silly and having fun. And then now all of a sudden it's gone, like, viral. Didn't she lose her job?
Yeah. And first of all, like, okay, I feel like Chris texted me and is like, assumed that I knew who Hawk Tuohy girl is or whatever. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I had to Google it and find out. And I feel like I'm the only person who didn't get fed that in their algorithms. Like, I don't know. I've been too busy on Brat Summer. You know, like my algorithms are nothing but Charlie XCX. And so I completely missed out on Hawk Tuohy girl. But I am sad that she lost her job. She was a preschool teacher.
Okay, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I don't think that she did anything that would have warranted her to lose a job. She's an adult. She's having fun. She looks like, to me, like, she looks like she was still in college. Like, she just looks like a young college girl fresh out of college. So it's like, let people have fun. You know what I mean? Like, why did she need to lose her job over it? It's going to blow over in 5 minutes. However, she did get a pretty good opportunity out of this because, like, who signed her? Was it UTA?
She signed with UTA, United Talent Agency, which is a big agency, a huge agency. I mean, they represent, like, A-list celebrities. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so she lost her job as, like, a preschool teacher. Then she gets signed with UTA, and she's getting a podcast deal through them. All because you just gotta give them the hot to it. Hot to
you
it.
know what? Like,
hot to it.
She's enthusiastic about giving some blowies, you know? Like, and I'm just pissed off because, like, I have made so many jokes about giving blowies. But, like, I didn't get fired from my job.
Oh,
my
God.
And this is the thing. I get so confused because, like, I grew up in, like, a family where, like, like sexuality was just like normal and whatever. I never really grew up like repressed from sexuality or in any way. So I'm like, so what? She give a blowjob, you know, like she's enthusiastic about it. Let her do that. Like, I don't get that. Like, and it's like,
I just don't know why they fired her.
And it's one of those things where it's like, I think like when you're in the queer community, sometimes like we're so just wild about everything we say that like it's just the same thing with like Saltburn when everyone's talking about like them drinking the nasty, the whatever, the cum water and the thing, and I'm like, girl, that's like a normal Tuesday brunch conversation. Like your friend, like, what'd you do last night? You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that like outrages people, and I'm like, am I just offensive to everybody? Like,
right? That's what I mean. I'm like, I don't understand how that's such a big deal. Like, I get it. Like, it's gonna go, like, it's viral. The parents are gonna see it, whatever. But it's like,
yeah,
she was out with her friends. Like, you don't think that, like, any of the parents are doing stuff like that? Or, like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I hate to break it to you, your grandma was probably great at giving blowies, you know? She was giving the good hawk tui back in the day, too. She probably still is.
That's she probably still is. Here.
Do you know? Yes. Do you know the STI rates in nursing homes? These old people are getting down too. This is why we gotta get out of this. Like, oh, it's so crazy. She said this. Like, your grandma's doing worse, probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she is.
Grandma was like spinning on a handstand. I don't know, but like,
your grandma,
it ain't that big of a deal. And like. Yeah, and I guess maybe this is controversial to say. I don't know. We will have to cut this out. But like, if she's giving the hot tui to some hot men's, she ain't fucking with your preschooler kids. You know.
Oh my god.
You know, it's somebody who's sexually repressed that's like doing weird shit to preschoolers. You know what I mean? Like, let her live, do her thing when she's off the clock.
That's what I mean. Like, just let her be. Let her do her own thing. It has nothing to do with the school. It went viral. Leave her alone. But at the same time, it's like, good thing they fired her because now she's got a whole career ahead of her. She's got the glamorous life now. The fact that she got a podcast deal, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, we are in the trenches right now. We are in the fucking trenches with this podcast, and we are growing it. She's gonna have it all overnight.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's just crazy. We need viral videos of us doing something. Video,
honestly. I'm just gonna start doing heinous shit online.
If she plays her cards right, maybe we'll have her on as a guest on the Blonde Highlights podcast.
100%. Oh my god, my mind is spinning.
Yeah, she has to play her cards right.
What we could do with her on the podcast. We need to get a guest on here.
I want to see her DMs. Yeah, I want to see Hawk Toby Girl's DMs.
Yes. She could just read off her DMs.
Because you know, like, people are hitting her up.
But you also know that she's getting all the hate, right? Like, you know how much hate she's getting.
And you know how much we love to read the hate.
We love to read the hate. Honestly, bad press is good press. Bring it on, Chris. Like, bring on the comments. Be our number one supporter. Thank you. Someone's watching.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, what are our listeners' highlights, lowlights? Let's decide what they are.
Well, question. We got to get to the question first.
I always skip the question. Why am I it's just because I'm so excited. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's excitement. Okay, what's our question? Oh, yeah. I'm reading the question. Okay.
So
I got the question.
Okay.
Okay, so this is from Petra in Nova Scotia. First of all, I love the name Petra. It reminds me of, have you ever seen the show Jane the Virgin?
Yeah.
I loved Petra in that. Anyways, Petra in Nova Scotia. You guys vibe so well. Do you ever fight?
Well, no, I wouldn't say fight, but like I've had some like outbursts.
Kyle made me cry once. Kyle made me cry a few weeks ago.
I'm a psychopath.
She literally made me
But a lot of it was like, yeah. Basically, Kyle got upset about something really stupid, and it was a text conversation that happened like literally like 30 seconds after I opened my eyes in the morning, and I'm a raging bitch in the morning, and I don't know, it just hit me the wrong way, and I got a little crazy.
So she got a little crazy over something that I was doing, right? So for our social media.
But you got so defensive, and I didn't mean it to seem so aggressive, but you got offensive, or you got, you know,
I got
defensive
okay,
back.
So
and
what?
then I was like, why is she mad? And so I got defensive back again.
Okay, so it had to, this is what it had to do with, I'm just going to give them all the tea. They're here for it. I'm going to give them the tea. It had to do with our cover images for Instagram and for TikTok, all right? So Kyle was making all of these cover images, and I wanted it to look like without having, so when you go to our page, it's like an actual screenshot of us or like snapshot of the episode instead of it just being our logo all the time. Long story short, she made some and I wasn't using them because I was trying to see what would work better, whatever. So she woke up in the morning and was just like, why aren't you using the cover images? And I was already so sensitive to other things that happen in my day because I'm 3 hours ahead. So I got defensive and I was like, oh, okay. I got defensive because I thought she was being really snooty and I thought it was a problem. So then I was like, oh, like I was just trying something. And then she responded back. And then I think at that point we both thought that we were on the fight. Like we were ready to go.
Yes.
So it then all of a sudden just got like super passive aggressive. It was really passive aggressive. And then it went away. And then it was like, all of a sudden, it was like over the course of like 4 days. And then all of a sudden, again, Kyle in the morning. And like when people say like, oh, I'm not a morning person. Like, oh, I'm like, no, like Kyle is like straight up, I love you. But like, she's a lot in the morning. Okay. Like there are some times where I'm just like, go back to bed. Okay. Like call me when you're like up and thriving. So again, in the morning, she makes another this was a passive aggressive remark to me. So then I called her out for it and I was like, I don't get it. Long story short, we get on the phone. Okay, this is before recording an episode. We get on the phone and I'm like explaining my side and then I'm like, you're not letting up on me. And then, boom, waterworks. I cried. And then I think it was at that moment that Kyle knew. Like, shit. I made this bitch cry.
Well, I just didn't think it was as serious as it was. And, like, because I'm like, against the cover images, like, it's not the end of the world. But, like, it came off real crazy. But you know what I think, though? My pharmacy's kind of far away. And I didn't have a car. And I ran out of my antidepressants. And I, like, had missed one of my, like, hormones. So I had, like, recircled back on, like, my estrogen, but then also like was off of my antidepressants, and I think that there was like a chemical imbalance, and she turned into like a monster for a few days.
And I was hypersensitive because things going on, so I was just like taking everything. So yeah, we've had one fight. That was, I think, our fight, and then we were fine, and then we recorded our episode.
Yeah, and I was just like, I think I was like afterwards, I'm like, listen, here's the thing. We can have disagreements and like arguments or whatever over the podcast, but like that's over here. And our friendship that we've been friends for such a long time is, you know what I mean, separate. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
So yes.
I look back, I'm like, that's kind of embarrassing that I was...
It was so stupid. We were both so dumb. And I think it's just, okay, we're not the Hatui girls, so we actually got to like put in all the work for this podcast, and sometimes it can be a lot. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I don't
do put in a lot of.
And I just want to say, I'm not trying to throw shade at Hot Tui girl. I'm happy that like she's getting a moment here, and she should take it and run with it.
Yeah.
I just wish it would happen to us too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like I think we spend a lot of time working on this podcast. Do you know what I mean? Like I think, you know, people say like podcasting's like a lot of work, but like until we started this, we didn't realize how much we're talking to each other and going over things. And I'm a loner. You know, like, I'm a loner.
There are some times, like last week, it was like, I was like doing stuff with the kids while trying to like do my workout. I was like, remember I was doing like Sterling's homework, doing the workout, we're going through our clips. Or then the other day it was like, we had to do our clips. I have my dog who just had surgery on me. The kids are playing, like, it's a lot sometimes trying to juggle everything. So, you know, it just gets the best of us. We did it. Okay, what are the highlights and lowlights? Okay, so
let's get it. Yeah, so let's get into some of these highlights, lowlights. Okay, this is from Megan from Santa Monica. Hey, girl. I was drunk. I was the drunk girl at my work barbecue. What do you think? I'm going to go ahead and say this is a highlight because, listen, your coworkers think you're fun now. They know that you're a fun girl. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She's a good time gal. And you gave all your coworkers something to gossip about, you know, have a little side conversation.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say that it's a low light. I was going to say that's a low light because this happened to me and I was the drunk girl at work. It was a work hoedown for the hospital that I worked at. Okay?
Not a hoedown.
Sorry. It was, we had like a hospital hoedown and I got so drunk, okay, that when we got into the elevator, and remember, it's a hospital, okay, so I was in environmental services, so there's all the caliber of everybody there, right? There's like nurses, doctors, like coordinators, and I get into the elevator, and somebody was telling me like, one of the guys there I liked or whatever, and I said like, yeah, I'm the South Lake hoe or whatever, and when the elevator opened, because I was so drunk, I was like, I'm the South Lake hoe, like as a joke to my friends, and it was just loaded with like doctors, nurses, coordinators, and so then when I got in the elevator, I was so drunk that I looked back at everyone and I was like, I'm just kidding, I'm really not the hospital hoe. Like, it was just like, and there was a couple of the ladies that were just like kind of like laughing to themselves, like, okay, but then there were just like these men, I'm assuming they're the doctors, just like looking straight, and I'm just like tra-la-la, like in the elevator, like sneaking down my mixed drink because the party was on the rooftop of the parking lot. Anyways, yeah, South Lake hoe.
Yeah, I like doing hair, like whenever we have work parties, things go down because hairstylists are wild. So, oh my God, I will never forget this salon I was working at. We had a Christmas party at the owner's house, and this was at Christmas time. And I mean, you're in LA, so it's not that cold, but like the water's freezing in the pool, and we're in the back, and someone was really drunk and like fell and took 3 people down with them, and they fell in the pool.
Oh my God.
And like, people had designer clothes on and everything. Like, it was crazy in the pool. So, like, we're dying.
Oh, my God.
And we had to get the people out of the pool. We run them into the guest house. Everyone's grabbing blow dryers from different areas coming in. We're blow drying them in the guest house and, like, trying to find, like, robes or blankets to cover them with. Like, it was so wild.
That's so funny.
And, like, oh, my God. The next Tuesday when we came into work, it was so awkward.
Oh my God.
It was so awkward.
But you know what though? Like, it's fun though. It's just fun.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, and that's like at my salon now, like we always have really great work parties. And every summer we have one at the owner's house, and he has this fabulous pool, fabulous backyard. Like, it's, you know, there's like a waterfall that falls down into the pool from the hot tub, and there's like, it's so beautiful. Anyways, every year somebody gets so messy. It never fails. It's been me before. I have been the messy one many times over, even before I worked there. Like, and that's what I said. I made a positive impact because I didn't even work there yet, and they still hired me after I blacked out.
They're like, she's a
after
good
they
time.
blacked out at their work party. She's a good time gal. You know, she's a good time gal.
Not me though. Everyone kept referring me as the South Lake hoe for a while. Like, it was just like, it was like a whole thing for a little bit, and I was like, this sucks. Like, nobody was supposed to hear that part of the conversation. But I'm glad everyone, I guess because I'm in a hospital, I'm glad everyone at the salon was like, good time gal. Like, we can rely on her for a good time.
No, but a salon is very different because we're at a different level of. There's no professionalism there between amongst us. Not last year, but the year before, one of the assistants got so drunk he fell off the back of the hot tub and down to the waterfall and smacked his head on a rock.
Did he die?
And we got so scared. We're like, "Oh my god, he's gonna die!"
Get the blow dryer, quick! Let's dry him off.
But. He just got so drunk. And then it's just like the next day, like he's so embarrassed. And we're like, listen, it happened. And then this past year, there was a newer girl that had started. She'd been there like maybe a few months and got so messed up. But her husband was there. Literally, like, we literally thought she was just like going to quit that day. Like, she was so embarrassed.
Oh my God.
But we all were like, listen, everyone, show her some support. And.
You're all like, babes.
Let her know it's okay. We're like, babe, it's not the end of the world. We've all done it. Like, we have all done it here.
Like,
and we're just glad it wasn't us this year.
You're like, thanks for the entertainment and the tea. Like, it's office tea. So, like, I see it being a highlight. But depending on where you work, like, my situation, it was a low light. Because I worked, like, it's a hospital. Like, everyone's professional and just elevator doors open. I'm the office. I'm the self, like, oh. Oh, man. Okay, what's the next one?
Oh, my God. Okay, this is from Amanda in New York, and she says, I was at a music festival and got dehydrated. My friends took me to the paramedic tent, and I didn't even finish my fluids because the paramedics were so freaking hot, and I got embarrassed.
Oh my God.
There's nothing more embarrassing than being like drug out to the paramedic tent, you know?
That's a low light. For sure, that's a low light.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it could be a highlight because, you know, I'm sure those paramedics, they take up that job at the music festivals because they're looking for some hot girls who need some help.
They need that.
You know,
they need that hydration.
She could have found her husband.
There you go.
Yes, she could have found that husband.
This could have been her opportunity, but clearly she didn't take it. Clearly she was like, "Fuck this, I'm out." I feel like that's
and
go ahead.
Oh, and too, like, if you, like, started dating one of those guys and you get really hungover, like, I'm sure they could hook you up to a drip at home, you know?
Right.
Get you rehydrated.
You got those connections. You don't need the Pedialyte anymore.
Yeah.
You got the actual drip now. But, like, I'm just, like, it's just, like, you must have been in, like, really rough shape if you went in there and you were just like, no one can see me like this. Like, that makes me wonder, like, how messed up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, just...
You're like, no, I'm actually okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. Like, just hydrate up real quick. Oh, my God. That's really funny. Well, thank God you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God, girl. You know what I mean? Make sure you hydrate. You make sure you get nice and hydrated before you're going to party.
And make sure you stay in the tent and get what you need, because thank God you're fine. That could have turned really bad. Sorry. The motherly figure is coming out of me now. And you could have stayed in there and got a number. You know, like...
Yeah.
Like Kyle said, they know that you're all drunk there.
Yeah, and I wonder if they have any, like, air conditioning going on in there. Can I tell you what I was thinking? And this is like, I don't know, maybe too R-rated. I'm thinking music festival, dehydrated. Like, is this girl on Molly?
That's where my mind went to.
And she's all feeling all sexually frustrated. Because, like, you get, like, extra, like, handsy feely. And then there's some, like, hot guys touching you. And you're like, no.
I gotta go.
No. I gotta go.
I'm gonna get arrested if I stay in this tent.
She's like, I'm gonna pet them. I was petting his chest.
Man, I wish I did Molly at least once. I wish I knew what this was like.
I've never done such activities.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next one.
Okay. Okay, I feel this. Okay, this is from Carly from Maryland, and she says, I went on vacation with a coworker, and she's a completely different person than I thought she was. She put us in a lot of stupid situations, and I had to babysit her the whole time.
Oh my God, that's exhausting. That's the biggest form of low light for me. That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. You learn a lot about people with traveling with them. Mm-hmm. You learn a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, we've road tripped a lot, so I feel like we're great, you know, on stuff like that. But, oh my God, yeah, that's the worst. And, you know, like, it's such a low light, but also a highlight because guess what, girl? Now you know who she is.
Yes.
You know?
Well, and it could be one of those things where maybe she's just, like, in vacation mode. So that's why she's a different person. Like, she could be... Because I've seen that through my travels of, like, people just being completely different. When vacation mode goes on, it's like they are a completely different person. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are, like, in a party era.
Yeah. Okay, that's our time for today. I can't wait to see you guys next week, the Blonde Highlights podcast.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.